Want to do this video, want to come at you guys, talk about Paulie Mallinaggi, and he kind of goes all the way in on Canelo Alvarez. More importantly, he goes in on the commission and how they levied that BS suspension of Canelo Alvarez and what it really means moving forward for the sport of boxing. So Paulie expertly laid out one of the reasons why Canelo got caught was the fact that it was the first time they had ever tested in Mexico. He was caught basically in between cycles, which is why his first sample, all right, tested less of a dose, and his second sample tested higher of a dose of clenbuterol. He didn't go into specifics of doses, and he didn't go into specifics of why he tested higher on the higher on the second test than he tested in the first. He just basically established that these guys are cheating in their off season, okay? And then they cycle off when there's testing time coming so that they don't get caught. And basically how this whole commission levying this 6-month suspension is BS, is bogus, because if you truly want it, I mean, he laid out some, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation. I saw the interview. And Paulie just goes all the way in and says he has some excellent ideas as to what they should do moving forward to catch guys. But he also put it out there, and Paulie has been outspoken. Okay, he's one of the most outspoken people, in the sport right now, who calls it like it is. And it's surprising that he does that. He has some of the biggest hating ass dudes on the internet who hate him religiously, and that's because he tells the truth, regardless of what fighter is in front of him, regardless of who he's speaking about. But if we look at this as a whole, Paulie's right. These dudes should they should get suspended and then be on a 2-year probationary period where they are tested year round to make sure that they're clean. I see nothing wrong with that. I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay? And if the guy that you're confident in, right? The fighter that you believe in, if you believe that him testing for positive from clenbuterol was a freak accident because of some mystery meat, okay? Then you should have no problem with that kind of program being issued upon him, because he's clean and he knows he's clean, but he's never gonna do that. Listen, it's out, man. Canelo's done, man. He's finished. He is finished. There will never be a big name marquee fighter who will step in the ring with him and not have his ass systematically tested on the most stringent basis. They would be absolute fools doing so. And I've already stated in several videos prior that there was a reason that these big top-notch fighters, sparring partners, trainers, everyone came out in unison against Canelo, because they've known for years he was cheating, okay? They've known for years he was cheating, okay? And to me, I think this whole Canelo situation fundamentally exposes a lot of the hypocrisy in boxing, from the corporate rooms to the fans, because you've seen this tug and pull of, oh yeah, I want the rules to be abided, but when it pertains to my fighter or the guy that I believe in, I don't know so much. And if it wasn't for guys like Paulie Mallinaggi, if it wasn't for guys who really put out excellent boxing commentary, take notes, Max Kellerman, unbiased commentary, Max Kellerman, take notes. I'm gonna stay on your neck. But if it takes guys like us in the LDBC who have constantly told you guys the truth, however much it hurts, we've constantly told you what the bigger picture is when it comes to the sport of boxing and the corruption that's behind the scenes. And when it comes to these judges, when it comes to these sanctioning bodies, we've constantly been on their neck. It's up to you now, as the boxing fan, as the boxing consumer, to look at this Canelo Alvarez situation and evaluate how you want to do and how you want to look at the sport moving forward, and how you choose to throw your support behind a certain fighter. Because you need to be smart about it, and you need to be unbiased about it. You must call it down the middle, because if you don't, you will be exposed. Max Kellerman. You know, like, you've been exposed, Max Kellerman, for being a Canelo nut hugger. Max Kellerman of HBO Sports. Max Kellerman of ESPN First Take. And you don't think Max Kellerman knows that Canelo was cheating? I mean, he's clearly said it multiple times. He doesn't care. Max Kellerman doesn't care. Right, Max Kellerman? You don't care, Max Kellerman? You don't care if a fighter is cheating, right, Max Kellerman? Shout out to Paulie Mallinaggi, a real boxing commentator, Max Kellerman.